Hey everyone, it is that time, it is I, and today we're going to take a look at an independent film, and it's called The Human Race. Now, The Human Race is brought to us by writer-director Paul Hough, who gives us the story of 80 people from all different walks of life, and different races, and whatever, and they're all picked up off the street from where they're at, and teleported, transported, whatever, to a place where they have to race, and they're told telepathically they need to run against each other and compete against each other in the race. If they fall off the path, they die. If they touch the grass, they die. If they get lapped twice, they die. You get the point, okay? This is a race for survival where there can only be one person standing. There can be only one. And so we see how the events play out of how some of these people work together to try to keep everybody living, and while others are all thinking about themselves to survive the human race. Paul Hough gives us a story where it's a concept that we have heard before, like from Stephen King. What I liked about his direction with this film was the fact of the characters that they came up with in the race and the characters that actually came to the forefront and were major players in the plot. We get the two, probably you could summarize them as the best guys in here, the two good guys in here, Justin and Eddie. They're good buddies who served in the war. One of them lost a leg, but the other one helped him survive in the desert, so they're really good friends, and there was some great chemistry in there between Paul McCarthy-Boyington, who plays Justin, and Eddie McGee, who plays Eddie. And one of the actors actually is missing a leg. He only has one leg. Talk about perfect casting there. Also, the fact that we have someone who's missing a leg who's actually playing a major part in the film. You don't really see that out of most mainstream Hollywood. So right there, it's already showing how it's more diverse and how independent cinema does not follow into the norms of Hollywood cinema. Another thing is we've got two characters in here who are deaf. There's the deaf female, played by Trista Robinson, and T.Arthur who plays the deaf male. And I loved the interaction between these two. Yes, they signed the whole time, folks. And I loved the part that they played in this plot. They play a major role in this film as well, which again is a little unusual because usually you don't see that out of mainstream Hollywood. Sorry, just keep going back to that because that's what really stood out to me, was the characters that they did pick to be major players in the human race plot versus what you might have seen had this story been done by a big screen Hollywood film production company. So it breaks a rate right there, and it's a refreshing change and original, and it really helped me enjoy this film even more because it was a bit unexpected from what you would normally see from a survival film like this. Now, what's also interesting is the person, Paul Hough, had to have seen Trancers when he made this film, because I will say the deaths of the people, if they go off the path or whatnot, is very Trancers-like. Whether it was intended or not, I really loved that. I love when you first realize how these people are going to die when they break the rules. Now, I didn't like that people died. I just love the fact that it felt very much reminiscent of a Trancer's death. So you did have that going on as well. There are, the human race is a study in human nature, and I thought it was executed very well. The direction and writing of Paul Hough helped keeping the concept that we have seen before fresh and entertaining, and the performances by everybody involved in this film really kept me going, okay? Now, when it got to the end, I didn't expect, I'm not going to root it for you, but the people that you might expect to be the surviving ones probably aren't going to be the ones you thought there would be. And I loved that as well. And then the very end resolution really was kind of a surprise. Okay, I kind of thought they were going to go that angle. I'm like, they're not going to go there. And then they did, and I was like, oh yes! And it just made me want to see even more of this film. So, The Human Race is definitely, I think, worth your time. It's a showcasing that independent cinema, independent filmmakers don't follow the norm in their writing of scripts and of characters. They are breaking away from that Hollywood kind of cookie-cutter state that they put some of their characters in, especially in films like this. Worth your time, I think. It's some great performances, a great study in human nature, and it's a well-executed and directed film done on a very limited budget, which you also have to keep in mind. I thought they did very well for the estimated, I think, $25K that they had for a budget, according to to IMDb. You couldn't tell in this film, I thought it was handled very well with the effects that they had in here, and the production design, and just the overall look and audio. Everything was very well executed for a film of this budget. So definitely check it out. If you have seen The Human Race, please comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts were on this film. I thought it was one of the better independent, low-budget films to come out this year, and it definitely, for anyone who's a fan of indie films, you should check it out where you can. And that'll about do it for us here at The Final Cut. Till next time, folks, remember, keep that ticket style.